Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Deuteronomy chapter 1, Moses recounts the events surrounding the failure of the people in entering into the promised land. And he also recounts the spies going into the land to spy out the land. And he seems to indicate that it was the people's idea that these spies be sent. In Deuteronomy chapter 1, in verse 22, it says, "Then all of you approached me and said, 'Let us send men before us, that they may search out the land for us, and bring back to us word of the way by which we should go up, and the cities which we shall enter.'" And this seemed to have Moses' approval. The next verse says that this request pleased him. And there's some ambiguity as to how much of this had a divine blessing and how much of this was just on the people. But as we think about this sending of the spies, we could reflect on the fact that it might have been different had they not sent these spies. I wonder how things would have changed if they would not have sent those spies. It was the spies that went in, and 10 of them gave an evil report and said, the land is good, but, it's got these people that we seen like grasshoppers before, have these fortified cities. There's no way we can overtake this land. And had they not known about the giants, had they not known about the fortified cities, we can imagine perhaps it would have been the case that they would have marched right into Canaan and just dealt with what they had to deal with and been forced to just trust in the Lord and to engage in the battles. But sending these spies and knowing what laid ahead disheartened them and caused them to lose their faith, which can make us reflect on our own lives. Because isn't it oftentimes the case that we want to send forth the spies? That is, in life, we want to know the future. And that's one of the hardest things about walking by faith. Walking by faith is, one, serving a God that we cannot see, but at the same time, walking into a future that we cannot see. And walking by faith oftentimes means walking into a future that we cannot see, that we don't know what the future holds. We don't know where a certain path will take us. And oftentimes, perhaps we lament the fact that we can't see where we're going, that the Lord hasn't given us the complete map of our lives and let us know where we're going to be in 5 years or 10 years from now. And maybe we're better off not knowing those things. Maybe it's in God's wisdom that he doesn't let us know what the future is oftentimes. That he wants us to just walk by faith in the knowledge that we have of today, and not to be so caught up in the future. And I think this is wise for people who are walking by faith to not be so concerned about the future. Now, that doesn't mean we don't plan for the future and we're not wise in preparing for the future and things like that. But when we become consumed about the future and always wondering what the future is going to look like, always wondering where we're going in the future and where this path in life is heading and all of that, we lose sight of what's in the present moment and how we can serve God today and what God has in store for us this very day. And so I would encourage all of us to perhaps value today and seek the Lord's guidance today, to say, Lord, I may not know what my life is going to look like in 5 years from now, but I can walk faithfully before you today. And I can trust you with the next step. And then when I take that step, trust you with the next step. And all the while knowing that you're leading me into something that will be in accordance to your good pleasure, and that will be for the overall good of the situation. So let's be encouraged today to trust the Lord for today. And if he shows us the path further on than today, that's great and that's wonderful. But not to be always dependent on that, and always to have our eyes fixed on tomorrow and not set on what's going on today. So this is perhaps what we can think about as we read Deuteronomy chapter 1. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.